Alright, welcome to the Bazaar. Few things to note. 1, this is beta. 2, since it's beta, that means all the numbers are subject to change, and they're going to change a lot over the coming, however long before the 1.0 release. It says 1.0.1781 in the corner, but apparently the 1.0 was the beta release, so I don't know what they're calling the actual 1.0 when it goes live, not beta, but whatever. And yeah, I'm just going to be having fun with it because it's fun, and I don't care about doing well. So, yeah, this video is going to be a tutorialization video where I just go over all the things so that when I'm making other videos, I don't have to think about them and talk about them. So, the opening screen here, I think anyone who says Apprentice Merchant are the people like me that they were kind enough to just give beta access to for being YouTubers or Twitch streamers or whatever. And everyone who actually paid for access to the beta is founder something or something founder. So if you want to jump in on the beta as well, then it's going to be I think the cheapest one was $30 US for you get access and you get a code you can send to somebody else. You know, the person you send a code to probably also has the Apprentice Merchant tag. But anyway, so that's what's going on here. The main menu, the collection button lets you go to whatever this is. It lets you see, I guess, items. Like item art or something. And you get those from chests, which you get from playing ranked and getting 4 wins, 7 wins, or 10 wins. We'll get to that in a bit. In the top right, you've got tickets, which is how many times you can play ranked. You get 1 ticket for free per day, or you get a free play per day. I already used mine as a test recording for today. Then you've got normal play, which if you get 10 wins in a normal play, you get a ticket, which you can then use to play ranked. So I've gotten 3 of the 10 wins so far in the normal, and that's when I was like, yeah, I think I know the game pretty well enough to make videos about it. But, yeah. Chests is whenever you do ranked. If you win 4, 7, or 10 of the player battles, then you can get chests to open for the currency, which you can also, as with other free-to-play titles, which I think it's supposed to be free-to-play once it launches fully out of beta. But you'll get gems, you can buy gems. I mean, you can still buy gems, even though it's not free-to-play yet. And then that lets you unlock the other heroes. I'm assuming more heroes are coming after these 3. But you start off with Vanessa. I have no idea what this button does. Oh, my collection. There we go. So there's cosmetic stuff. So I assume you can also buy cosmetics. In any case, that's the start, and now I'm going to cut to, also, just worth noting, standard options screen. And they do intend to make it mobile port, or a mobile release at some point, again, after the beta. Beta period, they're still working out mechanics and bugs and numbers things and unhealthy combos that are too easy to get or whatever. So, yeah. I'm going to jump into might as well do ranked. Jump into a game, and as I come across a new element I haven't talked about, I will record a little blurb about the element I haven't talked about. And the first element is going to be the start. So, yeah. After this bit, it'll be a choppy, not choppy, but hopefully smooth transition from one element to the next so I can cover all the things as I come across them in the game. So, here's the fun one. Bottom left corner of the interface, you have your chest. It has 10 slots. You can hold 10 slots of things, and there's this nice little indicator above the chest that shows how many of those slots are open or filled. You'll see that later on whenever I'm talking about the storing stuff in the stash. The main play area is in the center. You have your health above your character's pick portrait. You can hover over and see the rewards for each level, as well as how much experience you need to get there. And the playmat currently is only 4 slots wide, but by the time you reach level 2, 3, 4, once you hit level 4, you have the full 8 slots available. In the bottom right corner, you have your income, which is how much gold you get after every player battle, which is we'll get there in a second. And then your bank, which is the amount of gold you currently have available. Pretty straightforward. On the left side, there's the top, the middle, and the bottom. We'll start with the bottom because it's pretty simple. That's your effectively health. Whenever you lose a fight against a player, you lose an amount of prestige, health, whatever you want to call it, equal to the day. Once you hit 0, or once you hit 1 for the first time, it stops, lets you pick a reward to try to salvage the run, and then the next time you lose after that, you lose. The run is over. The top is the number of victories you've gotten so far. Once you get to 4, 7, or 8, those are highlighted wins where you'll get the chests for a ranked run. And then the time day is, it shows you the number. This will turn to 2, 3, 4, etc. And each hour a thing happens. We'll get to that in a second. But at the start of a run, you start off with whatever character you're playing. You get to go and pick an item and then a skill. So we'll be able to talk about fire and ammo right now. But we'll start with the katana here. So it has 2 tags, medium and weapon. Medium means it takes 2 slots. That's it. There's some skills and items and things that affect small, medium, or large only. So the tag is important for that, but primarily the small, medium, large just tells you what its value is, as well as how many slots it takes. So the katana sells for 4 because it has a value of 8. The pop snapper, since it's small, only has a value of 4, so it sells for 2. Or I guess value is what you could sell it for, and then the shops, when you buy it, cost twice as much. Regardless, it's a medium weapon, so if anything affects weapons, it'll affect anything with a weapon tag. The 2 seconds is the cooldown before it gets used again. Deal 12 damage is what it does when that cooldown triggers, and if it has an additional effect, it may have an effect that's not triggered by the 2 seconds, in which case that'll be underneath the place where it says deal 12 damage, with a line like between katana and deal 12 damage, and then any passive effects will be underneath that. Now, as far as burn goes, burn is different from damage in a couple of interesting ways. It still is stopped by shield, but the main thing is that whenever you burn something, they take an amount of damage equal to their burn per second, and it reduces by 1. So if you burn 6, it does 6 damage, then 5 damage, then 4 damage, then 3 damage, then 2 damage, then 1 damage, and then they're out of burn. But if you burn for 6 twice, then it does 12 damage, then 11 damage, then 10 damage. So the faster you stack up burn, the slower it drops. So it's much less effective to have just a single burn item than it is to have several burn items that stack it up higher. Because, yeah, that's just the way it works. So even though it's burn 6, the 6, 11, 14, 17, 19, 20 damage it does before it goes away is noteworthy. And then the ammo items are the ones that have these dots at the bottom. So every time they're used, they spend an ammo. Once they're out of ammo, they will still fully charge, but then they'll sit there doing nothing until they get ammo back, which there are skills that can increase ammo, max ammo, as well as recharge ammo when you do things like crit. There's items that will refill either on a set timer or, whenever you use an item, etc., etc. So that's the difference between an ammo item. So this cannon, while it does 75 damage every 4 seconds with 6 burn, will fire twice and then be out of ammo. Whereas the katana will do 12 damage every 2 seconds, period. So even though the 75 is much larger, if it takes more than 2 shots, the cannon will stop doing anything, and the katana will just keep chipping away. And, yeah. So, whenever you're choosing your starting item, before you have access to your skills, it's kind of a wild card of whether you're going to get a skill that will work with your starting item. So if I choose katana and I get nothing but burn skills and poison skills, which poison I'll get to in a bit. But, yeah. I guess I'll mention poison. Poison is green. Poison also is, like burn, stacks up and does damage every second, but poison does not tick down. It doesn't go 6, 5, 4. Just, if it was poison 6, would just be 6. for the rest of the fight. Unless they heal, every time the opponent heals, it removes 1 poison. So if they have something that only heals for 1, but does it very, very quickly, then it can be much stronger in the long run against poison than if it's a larger heal less frequently. But those are the damage types, and I'll start with that. Why not? Yes, beta. Connection issue. It's fine. Jump back in, and it should be right where we left it. So yeah, stability is definitely being improved on as the beta continues. So, it's a beta. Alright, here we go with the starting choice of skills. So, again, there's the fire, poison. So those would be good if I had chosen a starting item that was poison or fire, or if I, had reason to believe I'd be able to get them pretty easily. But since we start with the katana, which is a, 2-second cooldown, this 24 bonus damage to my leftmost weapon is very powerful at the start. And then, yeah, skills do things, usually affect stuff on your board or affect your enemy's board, and don't take slots. Now, each hour, you can see it ticked forward from the 1 to the first dot. You have 3 choices up until the last hour of the day, in which case you fight a player, and on the third hour, you fight a monster or NPC. We'll get to that whenever we get there, but for now, the choices, it always tells you what the person or thing that you're about to click on does. Some of them are more clear than others, like bronze tier skills versus medium items versus gain income here. And one of the 3 options, I think, is always guaranteed to be something you can get for free in case you're out of gold. As far as skills and techniques and strategies go, I'm not really going to be covering that in any of these videos because I'm not planning on dedicating enough time to become a master of the game. There's plenty of other people who are much better who are doing that sort of thing. But I'm just going to be having fun with it. So, whenever you have the 3 options, it's literally just a matter of, based on your current board state, based on your current skills, based on your current everything, what do you think will be the most valuable? For it to be the first hour of the first day, or anywhere on the first day, this 1 income will translate to 1 gold after every single player fight, meaning even if I get a perfect run where I get 10 victories straight, this is still going to be 9 gold over the course of the entire run. And for every time you lose, the more you lose early, the longer the income goes for, because if you lose 1, then 2, then 3, etc. on the prestige, you get a lot more days before you finally run out than if you make it really far and then lose twice after day 9.
Sails down and
or day 10. It would have to be day 10, day 11 for 2 losses to get you into the final thing. So you're guaranteed a minimum of 9 if you have a flawless run, and a minimum of 12 if you have a nothing but losses, I think. I don't know. I haven't done the numbers, but gain 1 income on day 1 is pretty good. Skills, generally, until you have an idea of what items you're working with, are less than ideal to grab. Just because if you have 1 item to judge by and you grab skills that have to do with that 1 item, and then everything you're offered after that is not that item or not relevant, then the skills can be very bad. But there are some early game skills that can change the way you play. I just haven't had any luck so far with finding an early game skill and then working, building around it. But that might be a viable strategy. I don't know. Shops that sell items, you have to have gold to buy them. Whenever you're buying an item, small, medium, large, cost different amounts. So the fact that she's selling nothing but medium items means every item in the game is going to be more expensive than if it was a small item shop, and less expensive than if it was a large. We'll get there on the first store, but for now I'm going to grab the 1 income. Alright, and here we are after... Yeah, I'm always thrown off a little by how the little ticker works. We're going to pick one of these, and we're going to go to hour 3. I think that's because the hour 1 of day 1 is actually the picking your starting stuff. I think. Anyway, whenever you're given the option of fighting monsters on day 1, they're all the same rewards: 3 gold, 1 experience, and 1 item. At later days, then it changes. We'll get there when we get there. But I'm going to pick... I think I'll fight the Haunted Kimono. Because, there we go. This is the combat. It's an auto-battler. My katana is going to automatically fire off every 2 seconds. Their silk is going to automatically shield every 7 seconds. And after we defeat them, which is going to be no contest here, we will get a reward. So, the medium shield skill, the scrap which lets you sell to get 1 gold and give something for shield, only applies whenever it has shield already, so I can't give my katana shield. But, yeah, so by defeating them, I got 2 experience, as well as the 3 gold and the scrap here. If I had lost, I believe I still get 1 experience? I believe. But regardless, the losing fights early against the NPCs is really bad, because it actually sets you behind for leveling up. And the first couple level ups are definitely the most important, where you get a bigger board. So if the opposing player has, you know, an extra 2 slots compared to you, it gets much harder to defeat them. And also, leveling up gives you health. So for every NPC battle that you lose against, you're getting less health by the end of the run, because you would have leveled up more and gotten more health, etc. So, yeah, NPC battles, very important. I think I'm going to grab the chum just because it's technically free. So, oh, that's something to talk about. This says when you buy this, get a piranha. I got a piranha, which means I didn't click it. It just automatically showed up in my inventory. When you buy something, or whenever you get something from a reward, like we got the seashell or the scrap from the fight, and it appears before you and you have to click it to put it in your inventory, that counts as buying, even if you didn't pay for it. So for anything that says when you buy, that's what it's talking about. Never mind. We upgraded the seashell. So now it's giving 15 for each aquatic item I have. Whenever you're upgrading an item, whenever you find an item again that you already have, then buying it again gives you a higher tier of the same item. So the seashell went from shield 5 for each aquatic item you have, or was it 10? Regardless, it now is shield 15 for each aquatic item I have. So it increased its effectiveness of what it does because I upgraded it from bronze to silver. The honing steel... So this is an example of an item that doesn't directly do anything to your opponent or heal or shield you, but it does give you something like the 5 damage to the weapon to the right for the rest of the fight, every 4 seconds. I'm going to touch on shielding, because I just realized I didn't when I picked up the seashell. Tutorials, am I right? So the shield. It will protect against burn, it will protect against damage. And the life preserver is neat because it gives you shield every 6 seconds, but then when you would die, it heals you up based on whatever tier it is. In any case, here comes the first player battle. So it's the same as the monster battles, except winning just gives you 1 victory on the path to getting rewards, and losing just costs you prestige. As far as I can tell, there's no experience or gold or anything that you lose if you lose. And this person just has the 1 weapon, doesn't have any shielding or healing, so I think we just win. Unless...
Like my crew says
yeah, 3 hit points versus 0. But yeah, the Eat It Fins gives you a permanent upgrade, which is going to be, I think it's 10% max health plus a perk. And since right now the snack time is just 10% of our max health, Fins will just objectively be better than snack time. Sterling sells silver items, and since silver items are more expensive than bronze items, if I went there, I would only be able to buy 1 small silver item. So in this particular situation, unless I was willing to sell a bunch of stuff, which I'm not, then going to Fins is definitely the right choice. Okay, so that's kind of cool. If I go and eat at Fins, it's okay, it's 5%, so it's only going to be 12.5, not 25. But my shield items permanently gain 10 shield. versus Regeneration, which is just heal per second, which I don't think reduces poison. I don't know, I haven't looked too closely yet. But yeah, Regeneration, when I click that, you'll see the green 5 next to my health total. That's I heal 5 per second. Period. The rest of the run. And then if I get more regeneration, it stacks up. And here we go, our first level up. So we got the 100 experience because we got the 12.5 from Finn's, which is why we went from 250 to 312. And we get to choose a perk. And we also... Yeah, that's it. we get to choose a perk, and we gained the 100 health. Oh, board space. That's what the 2 is. 2 board space. There are some events that require a friend. I did not get one as a level up here. Oh wait, I did. Never mind. So this item, or this level up option is you gain crit chance, and if you have a friend, double it. And then there's some where you get an item, and if you have a friend, double it, etc. But because of that, I'm going to grab a friend. Also because most of the friends that Vanessa has are aquatic. It's about the same as getting an aquatic item. But instead of it being a potentially aquatic item I don't care about, a friend is probably going to be more useful. Except for there's one friend where it would not. There's also another friend that's bonus crit chance if it's your only friend out. So... there's also... Okay, that's something to mention. These bonuses that say your leftmost ammo item gain 1 max ammo and your weapons gain X damage, those are permanent enhancements for just the weapons you already have. Same with the crit chance. Eating chocolate bars is health. Alright, actually I will go ahead and just do the eating contest so I can show the eating contest. So I'm just going to get some chocolate bars, but this is the chocolate eating contest. You can either get 5 bronze, which is, I think, 10 health per bar. You can get 5 silver, which is, I think, 20 health per bar. Or you can get 5 gold tier, which is 30 health per bar, I believe. So you get either 50, 100, or 150. But there are things that can impact whether or not you get something from selling them. And since I don't really know what direction I'm going, I'm just going to grab the bronze, but this is the chocolate. So when you sell this item, get 10 max health. If you have anything that impacts selling small items or selling items in general, then it becomes an even more valuable option. But right now, this is 50 health, which is a... Yeah, 10% would be 30, so it's more than a 10% increase to my health. This is the first enemies where it's different. So the coconut crab is... 3 gold, 2 experience, 1 item. Tent City Mares, 4 gold, 2 experience, and 1 item. And then the Rogue Scrapper, if you feel like you can take it on, is 5 gold, 3 experience, and 1 item. I'm actually going to do that just in case I lose so I can see. But yeah, the higher the challenge, the better the reward, but also, as you might imagine, the better the reward, the more the risk. And if you lose, you get much less. These little gold coin icons is how you get the extra gold. So I believe you get 1 gold for actually completely winning, but you get 1 gold for each of those that pops. So right now we've got 2 gold whether we win or lose. So sometimes you can actually get more gold from trying to beat the hardest and not quite winning than if you beat the weakest. So here I think we're guaranteed to have 1 more gold than if we had beat the weakest. Alright, so this is my first chance to go to the Jungle Ruins. I'll go ahead and do that, just to see, just to share it. So you can go to the Jungle Ruins, you can gain 1 experience, which I don't think would actually level us up before we do the player fight. So that's less interesting than it otherwise might be. 25 max health, which... And then the Plunder for Treasures, if you're Vanessa, get a small item. This is a random small item from, I think, any item in the game. But it's, I think, also a random tier based on your level or something. But yeah, that's the Jungle Ruins. And if you are playing one of the other characters, that's probably a different option. If you have... Sometimes when you have an item, it'll let you do something extra with these events. Alright, and there we go. We have the Lost Crate, which actually means I would have benefited from... Oh, actually, yeah. Yeah. First of all, let's see what item we got. That's right, we got that. I'm definitely selling the Piranha. If I put 2 aquatic items out, it's going to be the Narwhal and the Catfish, I think. But we have 12 gold. If we go to the Abandoned Chest, that gets us 1 experience, then 1 experience for progressing the day. So I'm pretty sure that does actually put us at the next level for the player fight. So I'm going to do that. It also gives us 2 gold. Yep. Awesome. Yeah, and then there's... Whenever you're leveling up, there's sometimes options that literally do nothing. So we have no vehicles. This would do absolutely nothing, which is unfortunate. Burn does nothing. We have no burn items. Cooldowns for vehicles does nothing. 2 experience would actually get us to level 5 faster, and I'll talk about it when I get there, but I actually don't want that until I have a better idea of what I'm doing. Alright, I will cut in whenever I have something else to discuss. Alright, I have gotten the Mountain Pass event. So, not super interested in either of the other things, but the Mountain Pass event means that now I have, same as a chest, gain 2 gold and 1 experience. I could just gain 5 gold and forego the experience. I could pay 1 gold to get 2 income, so pay 1 gold now, and after the player fight get 2 gold, and then the rest of the time I'm playing get 2 gold every day. That's really good. There's also the escort the convoy, risky, anything could happen here. I tried this once and had a fight that was very, very powerful, and I got destroyed. So I ended up not getting a reward. And if you don't face anything another time, I think it was like just 1 experience or something. So, RNG. I'm not necessarily the luckiest, so I'm just going to go with the guaranteed income. Also, I have noticed that the shops have different numbers of available things. Sometimes, I don't know whether it's based on your level, or based on what type of shop it is, or what. I would need to play a lot more and take notes to know. This is a good time to do this. Okay, so whenever you level up with Vanessa, sometimes you get this scavenger hunt option. Loot items are specifically, I believe, the items that you sell for an effect, like this gunpowder. Oh, that's a thing to note. If you get loot that goes directly to your inventory and you don't have slots for it, you will just lose whatever got sent there. Alright, so I just actually took a moment to look up because I could never remember what items these guys have. And this is an example of where I want to actually go for the easiest fight, not because I don't think I can win necessarily, but just because after looking, Hydro Dude is the slowing stuff. Blood Reef Raider is ammo stuff, and Outlands Dervish actually has crit stuff and things that will increase my damage, potentially, I think. But definitely more interesting than slow stuff or ammo stuff. He's the only one that has something that might actually help. Water Will. Oh, Haste. I haven't talked about Haste yet. So, Haste is, for X number of seconds, it charges at double the rate. So if you manage to be hasted for the entire time, you turn a 3-second cooldown into a 1.5-second cooldown. Which is, nice. But whenever it's a 3 slot like this, it needs to really play into your strategy to be worth taking up so much space. Alright, so I don't know about most shops, but whenever you see a shop that sells whatever, there's a chance you can get something enchanted. So we might be able to get a shield enchanted something. Like rope. Slows for 4 and shields for 40 every 4 seconds. So that would actually be slowing 1 item for 4 seconds, which slow is the opposite of haste. It makes it tick up half as fast. And if you're slowed and hasted, it just cancels out. So this is a great example of how learning the game is going to get a lot easier over time. I forgot I'm mostly shielding. That's the main benefit of this build, is shielding. Poison goes through shield. So I lose. But if I had put the sniper rifle in place of the shielding for more damage, I think I would have won. Oh? I somehow won. That was unexpected.
Pathetic, as spineless
I don't really
as
care about the
jelly.
item, but I do care about the experience. Oof. So yeah, since I have the star chart, the docks, working at the docks is 6 gold and 2 experience, which is just better than the Cache of Riches. Just stuff like that, like item interactions are a thing that takes time to figure out. Yep, there it is. Work as a navigator, gain 6 gold and 2 experience. I sold a bunch of stuff, but I got a genie lamp. So this is a type of item, whenever you have any item that says when you sell this, gain access to whatever, it creates a special unique location. So I think it'll replace whatever you were looking at, so I don't want to use it right here, because I kind of want to fight the monster. I think I might be able to win with the sniper rifle and the spices that I got from the last monster I was fighting, or one of the last ones. So every time it goes off, every 7.5 seconds, the sniper rifle doubles in damage effectively. It's fun. So let's fight this epic monster, and then I'll use the genie lamp and show you what that looks like. Oh, this is bad. That's not who I want to fight. If he keeps freezing my stuff, I'm never going to be able to hit him. That said, if I successfully kill him, and I'm able to... Oh wow, yeah, my sniper rifle's already up to 5,000 damage. Pop! Oh, he survived because shielding. Right. Do I win this? My shielding is doing decently. Yeah, I win. Okay. Cool. Wonder what I get from him. Hopefully one of the skills. That'd be cool.
See that plank?
Nope. Alright, that's gonna get sold. But I did level up from fighting him, because, yeah, you still get experience from fighting monsters, even whenever it's not the monster time. Alright, I don't care about any of these, even though gumballs would be good, giving shield and stuff, but... yeah, this is better. Because he sells ammo items I don't care about. I don't need the gold, I got plenty of gold. So, we're gonna use this genie lamp. Whenever you use an item like that, it gives you a special location. So, I've never seen this before. Let's see what Claim Your 3 Wishes is all about. Recover 3 prestige. I'm at 1 exactly. I haven't actually lost the last time, so getting 3 prestige won't matter at all. Whenever I lose anything, it's going to be 10 plus, so that does nothing for me. Gain 10 gold does nothing for me because I got all the gold in the world. So I'll take the 5% max health. Oh, you get to do it 3 times. Oh, that's cool. So I just gained 5%, then 5%, then 5% max health, which is actually better than getting just 15%. Cool. Yeah, anyway, so that's what the genie lamp does. Fun. Oh, here's another thing. A passive item. If it's in your inventory, like in... I'm gonna buy it. As long as it's here, I'm still gonna get the experience every player fight that I win. So, assuming I win any fights against players, I'll just get 2 experience because this is in my stash. Which is fun.
I paint my ship red.
But yeah, that's spices with the sniper rifle. It's very interesting. Oh, because it's giving the 5 times damage, which is 930. But then as soon as the 930 gets added to the sniper rifle, that's multiplied by 5. Because the base damage, the 156 that is times 5ing, gets the 980 added to the 156, and then that's why it's 5,000 something. That's not bugged at all. That's just strong. Nice. Anyway, if I see something else interesting, I'll tack it on the end. Alright, so this is gumballs. Yeah. Gumballs, you can buy up to 10. If you don't have 10 slots, they will disappear if you keep buying past. So, if you have anything in your stash, buy however many you can, then sell them. Blue gives you crit chance, red gives you damage, yellow gives you shield, green gives you health. So, this damage is 5 damage every time, which is then going to then be multiplied by 5 when it's added back in. So, also, last time I clipped in, the silencer was not next to the sniper rifle. Whoops. So that was 30 times 5, so 150 damage I was missing out on. Oops. Whatever. But yeah, so this is Gumballs. After you buy 10, you go on to the next place. And a level up. Didn't even get my first shot off. Anyway, so whenever you finally lose and you finally hit 0 prestige, you don't just end yet. You get one last shot. And the last shot is you get a bonus, whether it be a bunch of golden experience, which the 5 experience could give you another level by the next fight, which would give you more health. So if you're low on gold, or if you're specifically wanting to roll for something, blah blah blah, not a bad choice. A random diamond tier item, in my opinion, is usually the worst. Just, there's odds of it's actually helping you instead of just being something you don't need is low. But the random enchantment location usually is something beneficial. Enchant an item with burn effect. So if the item's already enchanted, like I don't think I mentioned this, the shielded dock lines is magically enchanted to give shield to the dock lines. I don't think I mentioned that. So the way that enchants work, this is going to be a burn effect. So if I put it, for example, on the crow's nest, it would be something like critical hits burn. If I put it on, well, if I put it on something that has a countdown, like the seashell or the dock lines or whatever, it's just going to be burn every however long. I don't know what it'll do if I put it on the silencer, which is what I'm thinking about. Because, yeah, anything with a timer, like the spices or the sniper rifle or the shield items, if this didn't already have a shield. If it has a timer, it just gets burned per that timer. I'm gonna make it a burning silencer and see what happens.
I will not fail you, Father.
When you use the weapon to the left, burn 2. There we go. Fiery silencer. So that's not going to be in any way helpful or impactful. I probably should have put it on one of the the seashells maybe. But yeah, there's others other than burn. Obviously there's shielding, there's crit chance, there's lifesteal, there's all sorts of enchantments. And sometimes they'll be helpful, sometimes they'll not. Enchanting something you're already using, if it's working, is usually better than a random diamond. But I'm happy with 7. That's 2 chests, as you can see here. So there's that. Oh, apparently I managed to get the dot, whatever that means. Cool. We'll see what happens. Okay, so just the 2 chests. And the chests opened over in collection, I think? No, not in collection. Somewhere. I don't really know how to open the chests. I managed to figure it out last time. But the big chest button. Yeah. And then you drag it out onto the pedestal and it opens. So I'm going to get some random art of an item and then 35 currency. And then, I guess, yeah, that pulls the other one open. Oh, nice. 50 currency. And that was the item I just used to decent effect. Cool. Okay. And when I play the next run, I will look out for things that I haven't already covered and add them onto the end of this. Alright, so this is an example of a successful normal run. The 10 wins will get me a ticket, which I'll show in a second. The display of what I used, where everything fell into place, is kind of jank, but whatever. Yeah, basically lots of poison. Everything just kind of worked. And so, yeah, whenever you play a normal and you get 10 wins, you get a ranked ticket, which then lets you play ranked for rewards, or potential rewards, if you get at least 4 wins. And then I also realized I did not cover, in the previous recording session, the sandstorm. So I'm going to intentionally start with something defensive, hopefully. Alright, so I have started with nothing on my board. So every fight, whenever you're doing anything, if the fight goes for 30 seconds or longer, the sandstorm will start, which, since I have nothing on the board, it's definitely going to get to the 30 seconds because this monster only shields. Now, I'll probably lose. Well, will I? 7 seconds, 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42. He's only going to be able to shield like 6 times before he dies, or before I die from the sandstorm. So, 60, 96. So yeah, I think I still barely win because, yep, there we go. So even with nothing on the board, I, because of the sandstorm,
See that plank?
managed to beat him. But yeah, so it builds up every second you take damage, and it's just steadily, I think it's actually every like 10th of a second or something you take damage, and it stacks up 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, infinitely. So if you have tons and tons of health, it will get up to the point where it's doing just hundreds and possibly thousands of damage per tick. But yeah, that's the sandstorm. And that, I think, is covering everything in the tutorialization video. So that has been the Bazaar. Look forward to more videos from it as I just casually goof around. But until next time, have a good one.